Linh-chan and Dimi-chan craft art. Hi and welcome back, Chan-chans.
Hello.
So today we're making Gaara.
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 Gaara. From Naruto.
From Naruto.
So as usual, you're starting off with the head.
Starting off with the head.
So for those new to this is called quilling.
Quilling.
And it involves rolling up pieces of paper and then extruding them into interesting shapes. And from that, you can make either two-dimensional pieces of artwork or crazy three-dimensional pieces of artwork, as Lynn does. So you use one of these molds to kind of give it the shape that you're interested in. And then from there, you can pretty much make anything.
The thing is, there's only two shapes that you can give it.
So
a half circle or a cone.
So don't get too adventurous and wish for arbitrary shapes, because those are not possible.
Yeah.
Except if you let your imagination let you make any sort of mold, and then you can make anything you want. That's the cool thing about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for the body, use that particular cone.
Yes, that one. And the next one.
Liar. You pointed to the previous one.
The other one is the top part.
Mm-hmm. And so you make the base of the body and then the butt.
Yeah, the butt.
Hi, butt. So it'll be more evident that that's the butt in a bit after you start making legs and things like that. So it took me forever to edit this video. I'm sorry. It's a little late.
Yeah, it's supposed to be up already, but it's not.
It's not.
It'll be up later today.
Yep. And you'll know that because you'll be watching it later today. Or
Hopefully
tomorrow.
Hopefully you're watching it later today.
So, yeah, I'm using a new piece of editing software, so everything should be much smoother, but it did take a little bit of learning to get it right.
Mm. What time did you go to bed last night? I went to bed way before you did.
1:40.
1:40.
My typical bedtime is around 9 o'clock.
And how long did it take to do this software?
I think it took about the same amount of time. I was just really busy during the week.
Oh.
So I didn't have a chance until yesterday to really plow through. Yeah, it takes about a day and a half to really edit one of these.
It's crazy.
Yay, time lapses. So here you're doing the arms.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the upper arm, the forearm, and then the elbow. So that's why there's all these pieces.
Yeah. And these are my tools to make the arms.
Yeah, so you use a little half dome to make the elbow joints.
Mm-hmm.
So after those dry, you'll be putting them together.
I mean, sometimes I really don't need that elbow joint because I stick the forearm into the upper arm, so you don't really see it. But it depends on how I position the arm. If I'm positioning the arm at like a right angle, you really do need that elbow because then you'll have a hollow space. Yeah,
it gives you a lot more flexibility in general. So
yeah. And it's just the legs.
So that one was too long, I think. So yeah, you pushed it back together.
Well, I really don't know how tall the legs should be yet until I piece everything together. And then the base that we called the butt earlier plays a part in it. So if I make the base come out more, then the legs needs to be shorter because they need to fall within a certain amount of centimeters. I think it's like about 5.25 centimeter, 5.25 or 5.5 centimeter, anywhere between there.
So those black pieces she just made were the feet, and this is going to be
his vest that is tied to the gourd.
Thanks for cutting in. I was going to say that was going to be his apron. For lack of a better word. It's a little early for me. Sorry.
So, Gaara didn't have much details and like accessories as a lot of the other figures.
Check out all of our other figures, by the way. We've made lots of them by now, so you can see all kinds of different styles, right?
Yeah.
So here you're putting on the vest.
Here I'm putting on the vest.
So yeah, and on Instagram you you post a lot of pictures of other figures as well that you've not made videos for, correct?
Not all the time. Usually I post pictures that are for the video that are going up the week of.
Mm-hmm.
But like at different angles.
Mm-hmm. So check Linh-chan out on Instagram. Linhs Quilling, right?
Yeah, that's quilling.
So LINHSQUILLING.
Good job, you can spell.
I can spell.
I used to be really good at spelling when I was little.
Mm-hmm.
However, I still got held back. So I guess being good at spelling doesn't really do you any good in school when you don't know the language.
You're gonna hate me. I used to be very bad at spelling when I was little, and I plowed through.
Well, I feel like I have an excuse because I didn't start learning English until I was 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And English was the hardest language ever at that time. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's still objectively a hard language.
I still have a lot of trouble with English every day, and I use it every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an excuse for being held back.
Well, it's never too late.
Yeah. I mean, it's what makes me who I am today, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 1 year growing up is not all that much in your adult life.
Yeah.
If you can live through it. So here you're doing a skirt.
It's not a skirt. He's wearing
It's his coat, really, right?
he's wearing a qipao, the Chinese version. He's wearing the male version of a qipao.
Robes.
I don't know what it's called. But it's pretty much a China dress. That's what he's wearing. But the male version of it. And so it has like these flaps. But it's not really it's not a kimono.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he's wearing. And he looks so good in Naruto Shippuden. Because I love the way he looks. When he was younger, in the Naruto, I was like, he looks a little bit,
dorky.
Not dorky, but like street, like homeless in a way, the way he was dressed. Like all these rags pieces that don't really belong together.
Uh-huh.
And then he grew up, I guess. This is when he became the karaage. Just kidding. What do you call the
Kazekage?
Kazekage. I make up words because I like for the hardest time. For the longest time, I couldn't remember what the titles were called. So I call Gaara's title karaage, which is like deep fried chicken in Japanese cuisine,
At least you're studying in your Japanese at the same time.
So yeah, I'm studying food. So then I call him karaage. And then after watching Naruto, because we're binge watching it, and I start to remember.
We're almost done.
What's it called? Kazekage.
There you go.
Kazekage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to the Hokageshi.
Oh yeah. since spoiler alert, I guess, for those who haven't seen Naruto.
It came out like 10 years ago at this point.
Well,
I think we're fine.
In the future, Kakashi's gonna become the Hokage. So then I was like the Hokageshi. And then every Hokage is the Hokageshi.
Yeah, she learned about Kakashi becoming the Hokage at like
way before
the first few episodes.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Where's the Hokageshi? I'm confused." Watching anime with Lynn is a whole nother experience.
Well, especially when you don't know the language and you're trying to make it up just so you can remember. So when you talk about it, you have something to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
So here we're making the head and the hair.
And before you were making the ears and the hands.
Yeah.
We skipped through, sorry. Oh, you already put the ears on, so I guess that's okay. It made it obvious.
Yeah, the part I dislike the most about making the figure is the hair part. Even though it always turned out pretty cool, but it's just so long and annoying.
I love watching you cut out pieces of hair. But you don't do that anymore. So.
I hate that part so much. So I would cut a bunch of them beforehand, and then I would bring them in. But of course, I never cut enough. So during the filming process, I'm like, oh, I need some more hair.
Might as well just cut them while filming.
No. Then you'll have a longer video. And people don't even watch this whole video. They skip through it, which is fine. I mean, sometimes I do that too. I just want to see the beginning and the end of a book. And you know, whenever I read the beginning, the end, and I don't care about the process.
The poor author.
Yeah. It's okay. I still paid for the book. But, so same thing here. It's okay if you don't watch the whole thing.
You still paid for the video.
As long as you support us.
So, here adding
his tattoo. So as I was watching Naruto, every time Gaara comes up, his tattoo changes. So I guess it's different people drawing it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So the character is never the same.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's like, that is not even a word.
It's the same character, but it's drawn by very different people. Let's put it that way. It's
written very wrong.
The handwriting is wrong.
And it looks so bizarre. And sometimes you look at it, it's like, is that a word at all? But it's pretty cool because every single scene, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
So. And here making the base so he can stand on.
I was going to say, well, they're all Japanese, like all the animators that are drawing it. So they should get the character right, but then I realized that a lot of animation is done in like Vietnam and Korea.
Yeah.
So maybe they didn't get it right because they just don't know the character.
But it's animation though. This is drawing. Wait, how does it work?
Yeah, but if you don't know like how a Chinese character is supposed to look and you're just drawing it,
okay, I just want to say that's completely wrong because there's a lot of freaking Vietnamese Chinese in Vietnam, and if this project is being passed over to Vietnam people to do it,
well, not only Vietnam, Korea too.
They know Vietnamese. I mean, they know Chinese.
So maybe the frames that were sent to Vietnam have the right character, and the ones that were sent somewhere else did not.
Maybe. I mean, there's quite a big population of Chinese people in Vietnam, and in Korea too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mostly in Vietnam. I mean, I'm Chinese from Vietnam. First-hand experience there. So here we're making the gourd. Gourd. I always say that word wrong. Gourd?
I like the provincial way of saying it. Kugold. Sounds cuter. With the French.
So this is his, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop being weird. This is his, sand thing.
Sand thing.
Sorry, we don't have anything interesting to talk about in this video, so we're like just saying stupid stuff.
Hey, I think it was plenty interesting so far.
Well, the last interesting we mentioned was that in last week's video we mentioned that we got accepted into Fanime. However, their website is still not fully developed or finished, and so we haven't been able to move forward with the process yet. So it's been a month. And the first...
I was like waiting, right?
Yeah, and the first... Well, I guess like 2.5 weeks now. But like the first deadline... Because like there are multiple steps to completing this. And the first deadline is the 1st of March. So I hope they can get the website finished by then for us to complete the first step.
Well, I would assume they would be able to.
Well, let's see. They got like 2 more weeks in February.
Adding lots of cracks.
Lots of cracks, yeah.
And then you're going to put band-aids on those cracks.
They're not band-aids. I think they're like sealed.
Sealing the cracks. Got it.
Yeah. So pretty good. It's cool how you go from like a strip of paper to something that is like that.
Yeah, little by little you add more and more detail and then it becomes something.
Something that's like 3D too.
Yeah. Give it a scarf.
No, that's the... I don't even know what that's called.
Strap.
The strap, yes. English. The strap that is connected to the vest, yes.
And there he is.
And there he is. And this is my prototype. Since it's all dried, let's model with it.
Easier to handle.
Yeah.
So you initially glued the gourd upside down, right?
I initially glued it the other way.
Yeah.
So I had to fix this one. But it's pretty cool.
Yep. I hope everyone enjoyed. Give us a follow on Twitter if you want to see when new videos get posted, as they get posted, even if I'm late. Follow Lynn on Instagram so you can see more pictures. And subscribe so that way you can see when new videos come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everyone.